Fight on, family. Preston's Paradise here. USC gets the W against Rutgers in the late night showdown, 42-20. Saw a lot of good things and some concerning things as well in this game against Rutgers. Obviously, don't even gotta say it. Mekhi Lemon completely went off. Really took the game over when USC needed him the most. You also have Woody Marks, being as consistent as he's been all year with 3 touchdowns. And really, the most promising thing that I saw is, Sam Green getting into action, getting sacks. You saw Cam Fountain getting into action. I'm getting in the backfoot as well, getting tackled for loss and a sack. And what's so promising to me about these 2 young guys, Cam being a true freshman, Sam being a redshirt freshman or a sophomore, they weren't necessarily using like crazy pass rush techniques to get to the quarterback, right, on Friday. These guys really just, got off on time, got off with a purpose off the ball, and were able to get there, and sniff it out and bring the guy down, right, which is very promising because I believe in more time, with Henny, God willing, and with Nua coaching as well as under Lynn. These guys are going to be able to develop better techniques that they're going to be able to utilize their frames with to get to the quarterback even faster and even better. So it was great, right? I think this team lacks a lot of just natural pass rushers, just guys that can get in there and get to the ball. And we're missing, right? We're missing Anthony Lucas. Jamil Muhammad hasn't been as consistent as we've seen him last year with getting to the actual quarterback. So there's no reason in my mind why, I don't want to see one of these guys out here starting on the edge, for the rest of the season, whether that's Cam. With Cam, it's going to be interesting, right? Because I don't know if they want to blow the red shirt with Cam Fountain. I mean, I think he's gotten action in 3 games so far this year. So I don't know how they feel about him, playing more games or how he feels about playing more games this year. I'd love to see it. I mean, I'd love to see him starting at the strong side defensive end spot. And, we can see what's going on the left side with either Jamil or either Sam Green. So I don't know. Guys got the frame. Guys got an NFL frame already and seems to have a natural knack getting to the quarterback. So we'd love to see it. Concerns, right? Concerns early in that game, right? Kyle Ford had the catch, comes across the middle, fumbles. Jay Fair picks the ball up. Like, that right there, I mean, the offense was looking beautiful. Miller was getting it out, dumping it off, finding guys across, finding Woody. Woody was lining up at wide receiver sometimes, dumping it off in the flats to these guys. The offense was moving perfectly. A play like that early in the game can change the entire trajectory of it. And thank goodness Jay Fair was able to pick the ball up, as well as we did have some issues, right? We had some issues in the secondary with the safeties. Back there, we had Bryson Shaw. We had Zion back there. They were getting a little mixed up. They had some bigger receivers over there as well with Rutgers. They had a 6'6" kid, a couple freshmen out there playing receivers, and they were getting behind. I mean, the quarterback wasn't able to connect. The quarterback just wasn't able to connect on some of those passes, but some of those receivers got behind our safeties. So we got to tighten that up. I know we were missing a few guys in the secondary, Jalen Smith, obviously Ramsey. That hurts, right? So I'm very interested, and I don't know if information's come out yet. Washington is going to be a much more formidable opponent for us to go against as far as wide receivers, as far as the defense, the running game, the quarterback. So I don't know who's going to be back for next week. I don't know who's going to be back this Saturday going up against this Washington squad. I hope at least a few of those guys are back because we will need them. This is not Rutgers that we're going up against in Seattle. So hopefully they're back and hopefully we can fine tune that. But hey, just happy to get the win. Big Ten officiating. I got to go back to that Zach Branch touchdown that was called not a touchdown. I do not understand what's going on in the Big Ten with the officiating. It is absolutely disgusting. But hey, you live and you learn. We won the game, didn't put it in the officials' hands, and came out with the victory at home. So that was great to see. Now moving on to Washington. I will be in Seattle, in fact, on Saturday for this game. People say it's a very hostile environment. I mean, I've seen it on TV over the years. I'm going to see it in person, how loud it gets in there. I think that's definitely going to be an element. But, we have dealt with hostile environments throughout the year. So, maybe we can finally get it done. But this team has not won a game on the road all year. I said it again. I wrote this down going into one of these games in the last couple weeks. We haven't won a road game. This Lincoln Riley, we haven't won a road game since the Cal triple or double overtime last year at the end of October. So we're right on a years away from the last road win with a lot of these guys on this squad. So we got to get a victory on Saturday. It's very important. When you talk about this Washington team, right? Obviously, Jeff Fish, NFL guy, NFL offensive mind coordinator, coming over for Arizona. He bought the big back Jonah Coleman from Arizona last year. I don't know if you remember. I think he was wearing number 3 last year on Arizona. Hey, man, this guy's a load. 5'9", 230 pounds, nothing to play with, no joke. Only has about, I think, 5 touchdowns on the year so far, but is hard to bring down. And I watched him all last year in the Pac-12 with that Arizona team that was actually very successful last year. Kind of slipped off this year in the absence of Jeff Fish being the head coach. But great running back, low to the ground, powerful, and has speed. So it's going to be a tough guy to bring down. Washington also has a very solid offensive line. They are missing their left tackle. The left tackle is out, so that may benefit us in a certain aspect. The other running back, Cam Davis, number 22, pretty solid as well. Pretty good speed coming out the backfield. Likes to catch a lot of screens and stuff like that. On offense as well, you got to look out for Boston, right? Denzel Boston, this is one of the receivers, number 12, that was sitting behind all those NFL receivers last year that he really didn't get much time last year. This year he has 9 touchdowns. So this is an elite receiver. I believe he's in the mode of 6'4", 210, similar to Jacoby Lane type of size, great experience, and great hands, got speed. Big time wide receiver. So we got to keep our eyes on him. As far as the offense as well, you also want to look for 85, the tight end. Latu is the last name. He's got fourth most receptions on their team at tight end. Number 85, 6'7", I think 250. So he's a big guy. He's got great feet, can get out and run. And Will Rogers likes to look for him as well. Will Rogers having a pretty good season at quarterback, right, for the Huskies. He's completing around 73% of his passes. So man, he's got weapons. He's a veteran quarterback, and they could get it done, man. They could get it done if you don't show up. They can make you hurt. They can make you hurt. So as far as the offense goes, they also, I didn't even realize this, right? They have a freshman quarterback, Damon Williams, number 2, who will come in and really, he's primarily the running quarterback. So he'll come in short down situations and give him a different look in that end and get his legs and run the ball more than pass the ball. But they like to get a little tricky when he's in the game. And this is also an offense that does a lot of the same things that like a Lincoln Riley scheme likes to do, They'll do a flea flicker. They like to spread it out. And they like to run the ball. So they'll do all types of stuff. So this is going to be a very good test for this Trojans defense that is hobbled, to see if we can come into Seattle and get this W. On defense, Washington always usually has good edges, good athletic edges, I would say. You got how do you pronounce the cat's name? Tapaluf. What's his? How do you? I thought it. Oh, Tapalutala. Yeah. Tapalutala. Number 11, captain of the defense. Pretty good on the edge. Makes a lot of tackles. Athletic. Got good speed. So we're gonna definitely have to keep an eye out on him and block him. In the secondary, Belichick likes to run a lot of man-to-man as well. So, hey, if you're running man-to-man, I mean, like I said all year, I'll take our receivers against any other secondary in the country, man. As long as we can catch the ball, get off the press, catch the ball, and, we could dominate, man. The receivers step up. Mekhi Lemon seems to be hitting his stride. Jacoby didn't have a big game last game, but made a lot of solid catches. We all know what Deuce could do, and we all know what Zach is capable of doing. One thing I would like to see on offense is one thing that we've seen, I think, once all year is Zach in the backfield, like as a running back. I know we saw one snap of that against Minnesota, and that can cause a lot of havoc and misdirection, and the defense to be off balance. So would love to see more of Zach in the backfield, kind of using as a decoy, using as a weapon at some points, because it's a little bit of a different position to see him at. And I love the two tight end sets, man, helping our offensive line, block these guys. I think we saw some of that last game. I definitely like to see that, with Lake McCree and Eldridge in the game to move the ball, make it easier for our offensive line, because this Washington defense, these Washington edges are pretty good. They're pretty good. As far as that goes, I mean, that's really it, man. I think as far as this Washington offense, right? They got a good offense. They got a lot of weapons. They've been a little penalty ridden, and they've had trouble at times at scoring once in the red zone, right? So, hey, man, we got the best third down defense in the country at this point. It's at least the best 3rd and 5 defense in the country. If we can continue to stop them, make them punt, get 3 and outs and stuff like that, and score the ball, be consistent, and protect the ball like we did against Rutgers. That's the keys to victory right there. So yeah, I may speak a little bit on this coming into next week. I may make another video, but that's what I'm looking at so far as what I've watched on Washington. And yeah, man, I think it's definitely a game we can win. It's gonna be a difficult game on the road. But I could see USC winning this game, 31-28 in Seattle, and keep the party rolling, baby. Keep the party rolling. Let's continue to win games, win out, and finish strong. Fight on, everybody. Have a good one.